Hello people, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Okay guys, got a discussion that's been going on here within the XRP community, and I think it's time to just give another bit of a reality check. Look guys, I'm always here to try and give you guys the truth, nothing more, nothing less. So I'm not here to try and pull the wool over your guys' eyes. And you know, I look at my channel sometimes and I think the perfect description for my channel is nice guys finish last, right? Because I'm always here just trying to give the truth, and you know, we can already see that the channels that really do succeed are the ones that are talking about XRP going to crazy numbers and doing all the hype content. But I have to say, although it is frustrating, I just feel more comfortable giving out the truth. I feel more comfortable knowing that, you know, I'm not just trying to deceive the audience. It just makes me sleep at night much better. So I'm not going to change that, despite however that comes in terms of affecting my channel. I will just continue to push the truth, and whatever the outcome is of that, so be it. If I remain a small channel, then that's just what will be. So, okay, we've got a post here from someone on X called Smoke Dog, and the O's are with a Q instead. So, okay. But we've just got a post here, and I've covered something from him before actually when I was doing a Zach Rector reaction video. So I've covered something by him before, but we've got a post here and it says 3 different video demonstrations of XRPL usage without internet connections and explanation of what gives XRPL offline capabilities via Bluetooth, via text messaging, and via satellite. Okay, I'm not going to get into the videos simply because I don't really want to get any type of, you know, copyright restrictions on my channel or anything like that. But I'll tell you now, they're not relevant. So let's just go further down, and we've got a response to this, okay? Okay, so now we have Vet here. And I just want to quickly show you first and foremost who Vet is, just before we even get into this, okay? So we've got Vet here. He's an XRP validator. He's an actual validator on the XRP ledger, okay? And he's also the co-founder of XRP CAF. So there you go, okay? And we have a response from Vet, and he says, the XRP ledger has no offline capabilities. 0. Even XPOP is a mathematical proof, in brackets Merkle proof, that a transaction happened online without checking it. Mandala uses destination tag like any other exchange, which means it's one wallet just divided by destination tags. Those funds are not moved on chain, but rather just by allocating users XRP higher credit by their tags. Even if Mandala would use a more complicated system where they move the funds on chain, in brackets online, by getting trigger events through SMS or Bluetooth, that is something any blockchain can do and nothing special. No validated transaction or use of the XRP ledger can happen offline. Okay guys, so I agree with Vet here, to be honest with you, and to me this is just, it's kind of obvious, to be completely honest with you. And you know, when I get into these kind of conversations, because as you know, like, there's a lot of hype content out there, and I've done my best to try and debunk it just because I want you guys to have realistic expectations, right? And I always wonder with these kind of things, because, you know, like this guy Smoke Dog, right? My question is, does he truly believe this, or is he just selling the dream because it's helping him with his engagement and helping him to ultimately make money, right? Because I will be honest with this, right? I do believe that some of these influencers, I do believe they're just doing this for money, 100%. And you can kind of tell the ones who are definitely just doing it for money. It's quite obvious. But there are some where I don't know if they really do just believe what they're saying, but they're just really misinformed, right? Because I have seen that with people who I can genuinely say, like, people just believe some of this stuff. You know, like I've come across people who have had debates with about XRP and stuff, and it's not a thing where they're trying to, you know, fool anyone, because they're not even influencers. Like, these are just regular XRP holders, and they just genuinely believe this stuff. And so I really don't know what's the deal with this guy. I really can't say for sure, but 100% Vet is right here, 100%. And I'm going to get a bit deeper into this, and I'll explain more why as we go along. But we've then got a continued conversation from this, because Smoke Dog basically just he basically just brushed off what he said. He brushed off what Vet said. I'll see if I can find his reply. Here we go. So he said, "You people have to try a lot harder. These opinion think pieces aren't proving anything. Quote, XRP Ledger has no offline capabilities, unquote. As I go on to show a video of XRPL being used with radio waves and satellites without internet connection. Losing credibility in real time, kid." Okay, now, before I even go any further with this, I'm just going to pose a question to you guys, right? We've got Smoke Dog here who's, for all we know, he's just a guy on the internet, right? Like, we've got no evidence of him doing anything on the XRP ledger or anything like that, right? Nothing like that, okay? And then we have Vet, who is an actual validator on the XRP ledger. I'm just going to ask a simple question to you guys. Who are you going to believe? Are you going to believe the guy who's actually working on the XRP ledger and helping to keep the actual XRP ledger structure going? Or are you going to believe someone on the internet who's got a few followers? You see what I'm saying? Like, to me, the answer's quite clear even there straight away. So even if I wasn't sure, for me, I'm not going to go with just the hype of what I want to hear. I'm going to go with the person who actually builds on the XRP ledger and who's helping to maintain the structure of the XRP ledger. That would just be my natural go-to. But let's go a bit further, because we actually have a response from David Schwartz as well in regards to this. So let's go a bit deeper into this. Okay, so after this, Vet just put, XRP statement right doesn't contradict statement left. If you believe so, you didn't understand left. So we've got two pictures here, one on the left, one on the right. So he's basically saying what David Schwartz said here on the left is not a contradiction to what's on the right, because I guess this brought up a lot of things of people saying, well, David Schwartz has said this in the past. But what Vet is basically trying to say is he's not contradicting himself. You guys just don't understand what's actually being said. So let's get the post here, what he said. So we have the one on the right. Let's do the one on the right first, okay? He says, you can do fully offline payments with secure/trusted hardware. Mint Chip was built around this kind of design. It would not be hard to design an XRP ledger feature to support these forms of offline payments, okay? So that's what he said on the right. Now we've got the one on the left, and this is what he says. This is correct. Ultimately, if a transaction is going to take place on the XRP ledger, it has to get to the internet somehow. Offline transactions either don't take place on the XRP ledger or involve some component with internet access somewhere in the flow. So you might hear those two things and think they contradict each other, but that again is correct. They're not. So what he's basically saying here is, yes, you can get some kind of hardware that would potentially allow transactions to basically be done while offline, but for them to be finalized, you would need the internet connection at some point to finalize the transaction, right? Now, there is a point at this, and we'll get into a little bit further, where they do explain how a payment can be done fully offline. But the thing about this is what Vet said earlier. This isn't special to the XRP ledger. Like, if you listen to what David Schwartz said originally, he says you can get a hardware that you could implement as a feature with the XRP ledger. Well, then you could do that with a different blockchain. It doesn't just have to be the XRP ledger, right? You could do that with Solana, Ethereum, etc. So this isn't significant to XRP. And this is where my problem comes with this kind of stuff, because if you're just sprouting this kind of stuff and you're not really fully informed, you've got to understand how misleading this is for people. And I know people who believe this kind of stuff. So this is where my issue comes with this kind of thing. So let's get a bit further into it, because we've then got David Schwartz actually responding into this kind of stuff, what's going on, the discussion. So let me find that. Okay, here it is. So I want to start off here, and we have Neil Hartner here. And I'm just going to quickly show you Neil Hartner's profile, because I'm trying to show you the credibility of the people who we're talking about here. So Neil Hartner is a software engineer on Ripple payments. Okay, so again, somebody who is working with Ripple. And you know what? Just to keep it fair, let me just show you Smoke Dog's profile. Here you go. So you've got Smoke Dog's profile, observer and researcher of current tech shift. decoding the publications of the elite, fellow truth seekers, follow to keep up with rapidly changing world. So clearly, you know, he's this guy who likes to try and connect dots and that kind of stuff. So as you can see, he's got no experience in terms of being on the XRP ledger. He's not a validator. He's not any kind of engineer or anything like that. From what we can see, he's just the guy who's basically looking at profiles and he's, you know, saying, okay, this is what I believe, basically. Okay. He's making up his own conclusions from information that he says. He says it's the truth, but who's to say it's the truth, right? Okay. So now let's get to Neil Hartner, and he says this. He's basically responding to David Schwartz's post about the hardware that could allow to do potential offline payments, right? And Neil Hartner says this. I can see this working if the payer has a special hardware device that creates a private key, does not allow the key to be extracted, can sign transactions, and can provide to payee a proof of funding from mainnet. Offline payee must trust payer's device is honest and not hackable. Okay, and then underneath we actually have David Schwartz responding, and he says, exactly. Common trusted counterparty and secure hardware makes truly offline payments possible. Okay, so now let's get to the heart of this then. They're talking about a certain type of hardware that would allow this to be possible. So that debunks the whole theory straight away about XRP being able to do payments offline, right? Because they're saying that you would need certain software for this to be able to be possible. So the XRP ledger by itself cannot do offline payments. That proves it right there. That is a fact. So we can just put this to bed now. The XRP ledger cannot do payments offline. Okay. Yes, there may be some software that you can get that would allow this. But even with that, let me tell you the problem with this, right? We're talking about trust. And trust is a very big problem, right? Because are you going to trust someone? If someone says, yeah, look, I've done this. Here you go. I've made this payment. Trust me, I've done it. Like, can you imagine the type of problems that could happen with that? Now, I'm not saying that there couldn't be a point where this software gets so good that it can be a lot more reliable even offline. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, is that possible right now? I don't know. Because if it was possible, would XRP have not already implemented this into their system, into the XRP ledger? Do you see what I'm saying? So, although they're saying that there's these kind of possibilities that could make the XRP ledger capable of doing offline payments, they don't seem to have implemented this into the ledger. So, is it a thing where the technology just isn't at that point yet where they feel comfortable? Or is it just the whole trust aspect of it? Is it like, look, that could open a whole can of worms when we're having to rely on trust, right? So, to me, not so sure if that's going to be a great idea. Again, I'd like to see more if I was going to be convinced, but there's probably a reason why they haven't implemented this kind of feature into the XRP ledger at this point. So, to me, guys, I think you've really got your answer there, right? I think this tells you everything that you need to know. And the thing that I will say about this in regards to the hardware making this possible, as I said earlier, the thing about that is, well, you could implement this hardware with other blockchains. So that doesn't mean it's specific to XRP, right? You could implement this hardware feature to, you could implement this hardware with plenty of other blockchains. So if you want to say that the XRP ledger can do offline transactions, okay, well then we can say that Solana can do it. Then we can say Avalanche can do it. Then we can say Ethereum can do it, right? Because all they have to do is implement the hardware and use it as a feature. So to me, guys, like, you know, like this whole argument and standing on this when you've got the evidence here, you know, like we've got to just stay in reality, you know. And just one last thing I want to show you, and this is something that Vet said, and I completely agree with this. He put right at the end, for XRP and the XRP ledger to succeed, we absolutely don't need any of these conspiracy theories. Zero. And that to me is a great way to end it, to be honest with you. Like, there's so much conspiracy theories about XRP, and like, we don't need all that for it to do well. Now, okay, for maybe the guys who want to believe that XRP is going to go to like $10,000 and all that kind of stuff, okay, maybe you need these kind of things because this is what helps you to believe in that theory. It helps back it up, right? But at the end of the day, like, XRP can do well. Now, to me, $10,000? Well, no. And this is the kind of reason why I'm trying to show you I don't think this kind of thing is possible, because a lot of the stuff that gets flown around about the XRP ledger is just misinformation. And there's a lot of it out there. And I'm always out here trying to fight the good fight and just trying to give you guys the real deal here and the truth. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't get me that far. It doesn't really go that far. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I was just using people for money. If I was saying, oh yeah, XRP can do all this and it's going to go to crazy numbers, like, it just wouldn't sit right with me. So regardless of how this pans out for my channel, I just like to know that at the end of the day, I kept it honest and I can live with myself knowing that I haven't deceived people. As I say, for Smoke Dog, I don't know. Does he just genuinely believe this stuff? I'm not sure. But you've got a validator here telling you it can't be possible. So my thing is, maybe you just need to be a bit more open-minded if this is what you truly believe, because you've got someone here who's actually building and developing on the XRP ledger telling you that this isn't possible. Like, why not just be open-minded to that? You know, like, even with the hype content, I always say, like, if you can show me stuff that would prove what you're saying is true and accurate, I will start believing the hype content, right? Like, you have to just show me evidence though. But it's stuff like this where they bring these kind of things and ideas to me and I'm like, well, I can already poke holes in this stuff. So why am I going to believe it, right? Like, if you're going to come with these kind of theories, you have to have very solid evidence rather than just wild speculation. You know? So, look guys, like, I'm just going to tell you now, this offline stuff about the XRP ledger, no, it's not possible. It's not. I don't know why people would think that's really, like, generally speaking, just possible, because all blockchains are connected to the internet. Like, there would need to be some kind of signal at some point to finalize the transaction. How would it happen without internet? Like, I don't, you know. But look, for me, I hope this has been informative, and I hope again this has helped people just to understand how this really works, because this is all I'm trying to help you guys to say is, like, XRP is good. XRP is really good, and it doesn't need to have all this stuff being said about it to like make it seem better than what it is. Like, it's still great anyway. So, you know, like, we don't really need to, you know, get into all this kind of wild stuff to like make XRP seem like so much better than what it is. Like, it's a good cryptocurrency. It's in the top 10. You know, it's amazing for cross-border payments. It's got other utilities. It's got a stable coin coming. They're going to be doing tokenization. There's so many great things happening. So we really don't need all this extra little, you know, sprinkles on top of just hype, you know? But yeah, all I say, guys, is just be open-minded. Like, when it comes to this kind of stuff, listen to the people who are giving you the information and hear both sides of the argument, right? Don't just listen to what you want to hear, because that's when you're basically living in an echo chamber, right? You're only being around like-minded people. You're not being willing to listen to anything that might counter this. You might not be willing to actually see evidence that could completely disprove the whole point. And that's the thing that you could be missing out on, right? So, as I say, hope this has been helpful. But guys, all I'll say is, as Vet said at the end, we don't need all these conspiracy theories for XRP to be great. It already is. But what do you guys think? XRP running offline payments. Do you agree with this? Do you actually believe that XRP can do offline payments? What do you think that would do for XRP's price? Or do you not agree with this? Do you not believe that XRP can do offline payments? And do you think that XRP's price can still be good without the offline payments? Let me know your thoughts, guys. I'll be interested to hear. Thank you very much for watching this. If you did like it, please remember to drop a comment, like, and subscribe. But until next time, take care.